It may come as a surprise, but a frequent intake of the incorrect kind of nuts can raise your risk of cardiovascular disease by as much as 48%, particularly if you're a senior citizen. There is some logic to that figure. It is based on research that was published in the Journal of the American College of Cardiology and was conducted over a period of several years. Oh, the terrifying part. Some of the most popular nuts kept in kitchen cabinets can quietly increase blood pressure, cause inflammation, block arteries, and even exacerbate cognitive decline. Yet many seniors eat them thinking they're healthy. A specific nut, the identity of which will be revealed later on, has been associated with high concentrations of a poisonous substance that, when ingested regularly, can harm your liver, kidneys, and cognitive abilities. You probably already have this nut in your snack jar. The same one that low-carb dieters often say is good for you, but it may be causing permanent damage to aging bodies. But have no fear, we've got you covered in this video. Here, you will find the most comprehensive guide to nut consumption, including which ones are safest, best for your heart, and most beneficial to your brain, as well as which ones you should avoid at all costs. Also, be sure to read all the way to the end, because there's a dark truth about the #1 dangerous nut that very few people discuss, and it could be doing major harm to your health without your knowledge. Get this video liked and subscribe to our channel for more content like this before we start. Also, tell us in the comments where you're watching from. So, without further ado, here are the 4 types of nuts that seniors should be consuming. Fourth, the bone-strengthening powerhouse, almonds. One of the best foods for an aging body is an almond, thanks to the almond's high calcium and vitamin E content, which together help to keep bones strong. Fractures are more likely to cause serious complications as we age, since our bones are inherently more porous and brittle. Natural bone loss speeds up after age 65, but eating just 1/4 cup of almonds per day will help slow it down by providing approximately 97 milligrams of calcium. Not only are almonds rich in calcium, but they also contain magnesium, a mineral that many elderly people lack. This is what makes almonds so unique. Magnesium functions as a transporter, preventing calcium from damaging your arteries and instead allowing it to reach your bones. Almonds' beneficial monounsaturated fats also aid heart health by lowering levels of bad LDL cholesterol, which is crucial as the risk of cardiovascular disease increases with age. A daily serving of 15 to 20 almonds, ideally uncooked or dry roasted without salt, is my recommendation for seniors. Almonds are a great weapon against constipation because of their high fiber content, approximately 3.5 grams per serving, which impacts roughly 40% of the elderly population. Above all else, studies conducted by researchers at Tufts University have shown that almonds can help prevent the oxidative damage that many worry would happen to their brain cells as they get older. Look for almonds with their skins on, as they have flavonoids in the skin that, when combined with vitamin E, make the almonds twice as powerful an antioxidant. Warning: almonds can be a choking hazard for elderly people who have trouble swallowing, so be sure to chew them well before eating. Thirdly, walnuts, the nut that improves cognitive function. Because of their striking resemblance to the brain, the organ they serve to nourish, walnuts stand out as one of the best brain foods for seniors. These extraordinary nuts are the best source of the plant-based omega-3 fatty acid alpha-linolenic acid compared to any other popular nut. This is very significant for the brains of the elderly, since omega-3s aid in neurotransmission and keep the membranes of brain cells intact. Significant gains in cognitive processing speed and mental flexibility were shown in seniors who ingested just 1.5 ounces of walnuts daily for 8 weeks. According to a new study published in the Journal of Nutrition, Walnuts' distinctive polyphenolic chemicals may impede the development of neurodegenerative diseases like Alzheimer's and dementia by penetrating the blood-brain barrier and combating inflammation in neural tissues directly. What many don't know is that walnuts contain melatonin as well, and melatonin levels normally drop with age, which can lead to sleep problems for many seniors. Some people find that eating a handful of walnuts before bed helps them get a better night's rest. Walnuts' combination of arginine, an amino acid that promotes blood vessel function, and polyphenols, which lower oxidative stress, also makes them incredibly beneficial to cardiovascular health. In fact, walnuts can enhance the effects of blood pressure medicine by assisting the elderly in keeping their arteries flexible. For optimal advantages, keep walnuts in the fridge to keep their delicate oils from being rancid, and try to eat 7 or 9 halves of walnuts every day. As an added bonus, you can keep your fine motor skills sharp by cracking them yourself whenever you get the chance. Do not be put off by the naturally protective flavor of walnuts. In fact, the little bitterness is an indication of their potent antioxidants. Secondly, pistachios are a great way to control your blood pressure. When it comes to the health benefits of nuts for seniors, pistachios may be the most underrated nut, especially for regulating blood pressure. Pistachios are unique in that they have a low salt content and a high potassium content, around 285 milligrams per serving, which makes them a healthy snack option. This mineral balance is especially important for the elderly because it helps prevent the kidneys from retaining salt as we get older. It may lower systolic blood pressure by 3 to 5 points, just like some prescription medications, but without the negative side effects. Additionally, pistachios' lutein and zeaxanthin should be highlighted because these carotenoids protect against age-related macular degeneration, the main cause of vision loss in individuals over the age of 60, by concentrating on the macula of the eye. Seniors can enjoy the delightful crunch of pistachios without worrying about the potential damage they could do to their teeth and gums from other harder nuts. In addition to being aesthetically pleasing, the presence of antioxidants in their distinctive green and purple hues aids in neutralizing free radicals, which hasten the aging process throughout the body. Pistachios are great for elders because of their practicality, preventing overeating and offering a mindful eating experience that can be calming and stimulating for cognitive function. The act of shelling them naturally slows down consumption. The International Journal of Obesity reported that the obvious empty shells help seniors better control their intake by providing a visual indicator of consumption. If you suffer from arthritis in your hands, you can still enjoy the benefits of shelling pistachios by searching for ones that are half-opened. Aim for approximately 49 pistachios per day, or roughly 1 ounce of unsalted or lightly salted pistachios. For the 25% of Americans over the age of 65 who are diabetic or pre-diabetic, the 3 grams of fiber per ounce of pistachios is very helpful in regulating blood sugar levels. First place, Brazil nuts, a solution for thyroid troubles. We placed Brazil nuts at the top because they support thyroid activity, a crucial yet often overlooked element of healthy aging. With 96 micrograms, or 137% of your daily intake found in a single nut, these remarkable nuts remain the most concentrated selenium source known to humans. Since many thyroid issues in older adults go unnoticed as their symptoms are easily confused with normal aging, this becomes extremely relevant because thyroid conditions affect up to 20% of people over 65. Selenium, which Brazil nuts supply in abundance, is essential for converting thyroid hormone, which then aids energy creation, metabolic efficiency, and emotional stability. Beyond improving thyroid health, the unique fatty acids within Brazil nuts help protect myelin, the insulating layer around nerve fibers that often diminishes over time. Seniors may preserve their reflexes, reaction speed, and cognitive sharpness thanks to this myelin protection. The selenium found in Brazil nuts is noteworthy because it is organically bound, making it more absorbable and easier for the body to utilize than synthetic selenium pills. Brazil nuts are so potent that only a couple are needed to notice benefits, and their rich, silky taste makes even small portions enjoyable. In fact, I recommend that older adults limit themselves to just 1 or 2 Brazil nuts per day, because excess selenium can have unpleasant side effects. When shopping for Brazil nuts, try selecting ones still inside their shells. This natural casing protects their nutrients for a longer time. To keep them from spoiling due to their high oil content, store them in the refrigerator. Brazil nuts contain fiber and natural fats that help maintain bowel regularity, offering extra support for seniors who struggle with constipation. Many older individuals seek comfort in less nutritious snacks, but these serve as a much healthier option thanks to their mild sweetness and buttery flavor. Some remarkable new findings indicate that certain antioxidants in Brazil nuts might slow the shortening of telomeres, the protective chromosome ends that normally decline with age and influence cellular aging. If you're 65 or older, these nuts are an excellent choice for you. In this next part, we examine nuts some seniors should avoid or consume carefully. Inflammatory trigger number 4, peanuts. Despite their popularity, peanuts pose concerns for many older adults because of the risks they carry. To begin, remember that peanuts are not true nuts at all. They are underground legumes. This makes them vulnerable to mold and aflatoxins, which are toxins naturally produced by certain fungi that can damage the liver and elevate cancer risk if eaten often. As we grow older, our detoxification processes naturally weaken, meaning this danger increases. Even more troubling for seniors is that peanuts contain proteins capable of triggering inflammatory responses in many people, even without an actual allergy. Older individuals already face higher chances of joint pain, cardiovascular strain, and cognitive decline. This persistent inflammation can worsen all three. Most Americans already consume far too many omega-6 fats compared to anti-inflammatory omega-3s. The high omega-6 content of peanuts intensifies this imbalance. Many physicians forget to caution elderly patients about the potentially dangerous interaction between peanuts and blood thinners like warfarin due to peanuts' vitamin K content. Added hydrogenated oils, excess salt, and sugars in commercial peanut butters make these issues even more harmful for aging hearts. The 63% of American seniors who live with high blood pressure already face enough challenges. Even natural peanut butter, without added salt, can raise blood pressure. Another concern is that peanuts spoil easily and create harmful free radicals if stored incorrectly. The typical dry roasting method used for commercial peanuts also forms acrylamide, a compound with possible cognitive damaging effects. This is especially concerning for those already worried about memory decline. Even if you've eaten peanuts for years without noticeable reactions, replacing them with one of our recommended nuts just 3 times a week can help you get essential nutrients while lowering exposure to these unwanted substances. Third, cashews. The hidden blood sugar spike. Because of their extremely high carbohydrate content and glycemic load, cashews pose a unique risk to older adults. They contain less fiber, fewer protective compounds, and far more carbs, around 9 g per ounce, than true tree nuts. Roughly 25% of adults over 65 have diabetes, and another 48% are pre-diabetic. This creates a blood sugar response that can be dangerous for them. This is particularly concerning because cashews have a good health reputation. Many seniors consume nuts generously without realizing how cashews may influence glucose levels. Their smooth curved shape also presents a choking hazard that should not be ignored, especially for those with swallowing difficulties. Cashews are among the most commonly aspirated nuts in older adults. Nutritionally, Cashews are not ideal because they contain high levels of oxalates, compounds that bind to calcium in the digestive tract, and reduce calcium uptake. A major concern for seniors already vulnerable to osteoporosis. For people at higher risk of kidney stones, this danger rises sharply after age 60 due to the same oxalates. There is an additional hidden problem with cashew preparation. Cashews lose much of their nutrient profile during the extensive processing needed to remove urushiol, a toxic substance also found in poison ivy. Many packaged varieties are oil-roasted and heavily salted, adding unhealthy fats and sodium that can worsen blood pressure and strain the heart. Cashews also contain enzyme blockers, which can interfere with protein digestion. This is especially troublesome for older adults who already struggle to digest food and absorb protein efficiently. Few people realize this. The creamy consistency of cashews makes them easy to overeat, potentially contributing to weight gain during a stage of life, when maintaining a healthy weight becomes increasingly difficult. Swap cashews for walnuts or almonds regularly for a safer snack that presents fewer risks to aging bodies while offering better nutritional advantages. 2. Due to their extremely high calorie load, macadamia nuts present a notable health concern for older adults despite their delicious taste. They are the most energy-dense nut on the market, with roughly 200 calories per ounce. Because metabolic speed naturally slows as people age, this creates an added challenge for seniors already struggling with weight control. Their very high fat concentration, around 22 g per ounce, places additional strain on an aging gallbladder whose efficiency is often reduced. Macadamias can trigger painful flare-ups that may otherwise go unnoticed among the 15% of older adults with silent gallstones. Beyond the calories they contain, macadamias are also among the nuts with the highest saturated fat levels, about 3 g per ounce, which can elevate LDL cholesterol, something many seniors already monitor closely. Because of their firmness and density, they pose real risks to the dental health of seniors with crowns, bridges, or fragile teeth. This becomes even more concerning after age 65, when enamel weakens from wear and reduced calcium uptake. From a practical standpoint, macadamias are one of the priciest nuts, prompting budget-conscious seniors to select cheaper alternatives that may be stale or improperly stored, exposing them to harmful oxidized fats. The nutrient profile of store-bought macadamias is already poor, and oil roasting and heavy salting add even more sodium and damaged fats. Their creamy, indulgent taste can lead to overeating, especially for older individuals who may prefer stronger flavors or have less sensitive taste buds. It's troubling that many seniors eat macadamias believing they support heart health, even though studies on nuts and cardiovascular benefits often overlook or minimize the impact of high-fat nuts like macadamias. Pistachios offer a much better nutrient balance that aligns well with the needs of aging adults. So if macadamias have been a frequent choice for you, it might be wise to switch to them. The first nuts from the pine tree. Pine nuts, a known medication disruptor, are among the most problematic nuts for older adults for several reasons that are especially significant for this age group. The fact that they contain compounds that interfere with more than 60% of medications prescribed to seniors is highly alarming, since this means drug effectiveness may be reduced or dangerous side effects could arise. Many prescription drugs can interact with each other, but this is particularly true for statins, some antidepressants, and blood pressure treatments commonly given to adults over 65. Most physicians and pharmacists never warn patients about the risk of food-drug interactions, which is a major oversight. Pine nut syndrome is the most unsettling issue because it causes pine nuts to leave a bitter metallic taste that can persist for weeks after being eaten. Although this might sound minor, it can severely affect older adults because changes in taste are linked to reduced appetite and poorer nutrition. Studies show a significant drop in body weight in up to 42% of affected individuals. The condition appears to be more frequent in seniors, possibly due to age-related changes in taste receptors and detoxification processes. Pine nuts contain large amounts of polyunsaturated fats that can oxidize rapidly and form inflammatory compounds. This is problematic for older adults already coping with inflammatory issues such as arthritis. Their small size and slippery texture also increase the risk of choking. This is especially concerning for seniors with swallowing difficulties or those taking medications that cause dry mouth, which affects over 70% of older adults on multiple prescriptions. Since the body's ability to absorb protein naturally declines with age, pine nut enzyme blockers can further impair protein digestion during this time. Pine nuts are also calorie-dense and can contribute to weight-related challenges after age 65 due to their high oil content, even when eaten in pesto, which is their most common culinary use. Troublingly, new research points to certain pine nut varieties containing chemicals that may accelerate age-related macular degeneration, the leading cause of vision loss in older adults. After age 65, these 4 nuts should be avoided. A person's well-being, energy, and cognitive sharpness in later life can be significantly shaped by their choices about which nuts to consume and which to limit. Lastly, remember that consistent use of small changes produces major benefits over time. Now it's your turn to share. Have you noticed any effects from adding or removing certain nuts from your diet? Tell me which nut made the biggest difference in your health. Share your experiences in the comments. We appreciate your contribution.